First of all, I've put links in the description to resources and to Tumblr master posts about resources for trans youth. For those who don't know, Leelah Alcorn was a teenager who committed suicide this past Sunday. Her suicide note was posted on Tumblr, and in it she talked about how oppressed and lonely she was, and how her dying wish was for transgender people to be treated like humans. That is verbatim. Like humans with valid feelings and human rights. This was a girl who cried out for help and received only silence, and was locked away by parents who refused to understand her, who isolated her from people who could have helped her. This was a girl who felt so alone that the number of people she said goodbye to amounted to 5. This was a girl who was left to her own devices and who, due to a profound lack of resources and proper education, came to the erroneous conclusion that she would never be able to live the life that she wanted, that she would never be able to transition successfully, and decided that she would rather die than to be alone and to be unable to be herself, even to herself. This was a girl whose life should have changed for the better when she realized that the word transgender existed. This was a girl that society could have helped and should have helped to become the brilliant, radiant, glorious young woman that she was supposed to become. People have been comparing transphobia and the deaths of trans people to racism and the deaths of black people. But there is one key thing that is different here. Leelah Alcorn's oppressors were above all else her parents. Those of us who are racial minorities will know that we are able to go to our parents and to our friends and to our families, and we will always be able to turn to them to commiserate about the racial injustices that we face. But for LGBT kids, and especially trans kids, that might never be an option. Leelah Alcorn's last words in her note were the following: "Fix society, please." It's a chillingly simple plea, and yet it's something that might never be truly accomplished. But every one of us, every member of society, has the power to make change happen. The act of educating ourselves, the act of just being open, having an open mind, and trying to understand a friend or family member who has come out to you is so important and can have such an impact on that individual's life. Current affairs and history and news and media outlets have a really short memory, and they will try their hardest to wash away the memory of a girl who died too young. But this wave of support and visibility that has come out of the discussion of trans issues and her passing, it needs to continue, and we need to try, no matter how difficult it is, to make sure this does not happen again. We need to fight for a world in which people can be themselves, in which parents do not force their children through ignorance and bigotry to end their own lives. We need to make our voices heard as a tribute to a girl whose voice has been forever silenced. Leelah Alcorn was only 17 when she died. She had her whole life ahead of her. It was just all gone in a flash. But if this outpouring of love and support for the transgender community is able to continue and to reach the ears of another troubled teen and save them from making a terrible decision, then we will have done this correctly. Resources and information are all out there, but it's obvious that it was not accessible enough for Leelah, and we need to make them more accessible for any other child. to all trans teenagers. We need to continue to discuss and to talk. Everyone needs to join into this discussion, and we need to continue to talk about this. We cannot stop, not until every human being is treated as a human being. Not until every ignorant person learns to respect other people and to take their words seriously and to start on the path to educating themselves. If we can change social norms so that ignorant comments and ideas are frowned upon by a majority of people, then we will have gained a victory over bigotry and injustice, worthy of the names of all those who have been silenced. So to the transgender people out there who may watch this, stay strong. And if you have the ability to, please make yourselves heard. Have hope. The fight for change is a steep uphill battle, and our society has already and will continue to fight and to take steps towards equality and the destigmatization of your identity. To fellow allies, our biggest job right now is to help trans voices to be heard. We need to listen and to spread their words and cater to their needs, whether that's by donating money, donating clothes to organizations and to helplines that already exist, or for those of us who are not that privileged, to just be there for the trans people that you may know, and to provide a safe space for them, and to show them that they are loved. We need to do everything in our power to help. And to everyone else, go educate yourself. Go learn pronouns and how to address people and all the proper rules of etiquette, because it's more than just etiquette. It is a way of viewing a person as a person, and that will be the first step to erasing the stigma that society has ingrained into your brains. And if every person makes that small step and keeps taking another and another, then we will be on our road towards compassion. Change can happen. That sentence, "You are not alone," has always been incredibly important, but never as important as it is now. To any and all people who have ever felt alone or trapped in a skin that is not your own, there is always a better path than taking your own life. And there are always others just like you who are struggling just the same, and others who have come past that struggle. And always remember, your experiences and thoughts and feelings do matter. And there are multitudes of people out here who do care and who do want to help.